Hi friends, it's me, Miss Quavi. Welcome to my makerspace. Today, I'm going to teach you how to make a ghost painting. So, one of the first things that you'll need is a box. And you're going to be removing one of the sides of your box. I recommend removing one of these big sides. It doesn't have to be one of the biggest sides. Really, you can make your project any way you want, but I'm going to remove one of the big sides. So, I'll do that right now. I have my scissors. Be careful, these ones are sharp. It's okay to use kid scissors. Be careful, the edges are sharp. Now, before I cut off this last side, I just wanted to show you that if I wanted to make my box have a lid that opens and closes, I could just use this. So later, if you want to participate in the project where we make a solar cooker and you need a box with a lid, you could totally use a cereal box just like this and just cut some of the sides, but not all of the sides, and just leave one of the big sides attached. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys that. Hey, but that's not what we're doing today. So I'm going to cut off this last side, just because I'll have an extra Cheerios box for later. Also, if you still want to use the same box again, we can always just tape this side back on later, which will totally work too. Alright, so you may notice that this side is kind of flopping open. That's not really a big deal, but if you do want to close it, you can just use masking tape, my favorite kind of tape, and I'll take a piece. And I'm just going to reinforce the two sides. So I'll tighten it, and I'll put a piece right here. And it's okay if it goes over the edge, because I can always tuck it in. It's fine. And I'll do the same thing with the other side. Tighten it up, and then put it over both sides. There. Okay. My box is ready. So the next step, you'll need to throw in a piece of paper. You could use a regular sheet of paper like this, and you'll notice that it's a little big, but it's okay because you can always just fold the sides in to make it fit. Or if you don't have blank white paper, it's fine to use just any type of paper. I really like using newspaper ads, grocery store ads. That's one of my favorite mediums to work with. So I can just kind of roughly measure how big I want it to be, and I can either cut off the excess, or I can just fold it under. So you can see I kind of want it to go up to this hot dog sign, so I'll take my paper and I'll fold it so it fits that dimension, and then I'll take this side, and then I'll fold that direction back. And now I have a paper that fits inside of my Cheerios box, or whatever box you happen to use. So now I'm going to prop up my box so I can reach underneath it. So I'm going to look for two books or two boxes or two things that are approximately the same size. They don't have to be exactly the same size. I found these two graham cracker boxes, and as you can see, this one is a little bit taller than that one, but it's not that big of a deal. And I'm going to spread them out so there's a gap in the middle. I'm going to allow enough space that it's not going to fall off one side or the other. But there is enough space that I can reach my hand easily underneath. So now I'm going to take a paper clip and a magnet. And I'm hoping that my magnet is strong enough to still be able to pull around the paper clip if I were to leave the paper clip inside the box and put the magnet underneath. So right now you can see that I can pick up the paper clip and I can move it around, but the connection's kind of weak. So if I were to turn it sideways, it works, but it kind of drops off. So options are you can get a stronger magnet if you have one, And if you don't, you can make your materials thinner. So since I can't make my box thinner and I doubled up on my paper, I'm going to make my paper thinner. So I'll do that right now. I will take my paper and I'm just going to cut along those same edges. Then I'll cut along this side here. And if I take just this one single layer, it should be easier for the magnet and the paper clip to have that connection. Yeah, definitely easier. It does drop off a little, but it's okay because I'm not going to be holding my box upright like this. It's going to be laying down like this. So as long as you can move it pretty well and your magnet sticks to the bottom, it should work for the purposes of this project. If you want to make it glide even smoother, you could tape your piece of paper down. That could help too, just on the corners. And I'll take this regular paint. I'll just mix all the types of paints together. Put some here, just put some drops here, there, everywhere. And this isn't paint, this is shaving cream, but I'm going to try using this paint and we'll see what happens. So I'll take off the safety. Remember to ask your parents first. Okay, well, it looks pretty messy, but it should be interesting anyway. I like making messes. In fact, I'm even going to add some food coloring. You use food coloring as paint. Again, be careful and ask your parents first. I'm just going to do one drop because food coloring is pretty strong. So I'll put a drop there. I'll put a drop here. And I'll add a drop of blue here. Okay, well, I'm going to use my magnet and see what happens. So I'll take my magnet, this is a different magnet, and I'll just put it underneath here. And I'm going to start moving it around. And let's see what happens. I'm actually going to add 2 more paper clips just for fun. And I'll bring in another magnet and see what happens when I spin everything around. It's a little hard to control, but it's still pretty interesting. So if I look at my project now, it has a lot of really interesting swirls, and it kind of has like a puffy cloud-like appearance on the outside. It kind of also looks like somebody cracked a rainbow egg, like that's the egg white on the outside, and then that's the egg yolk, and it's spread out on the inside. So it's a pretty cool effect. I kind of like my project. I do like my project, actually. I like the way that it came out. Everyone's project will come out different because we're all probably going to use different types of paint, different types of materials, different types of background. So I'm excited to see what you come up with. And if you get stuck or you have any trouble, tell me what modifications you made and how you made it better. All right. So I can't wait to see your projects. Bye, friends. Let's say that your magnet is not as strong as the one that I have right now, and it's not able to pick up your paper clip through the box. In that case, you might just have to use your piece of paper only. So what that would look like is this. So here you can see I have 2 boxes and I have a piece of paper. I'll put my piece of paper on top. And I'm going to get my favorite tape, my masking tape. Really, you can use any type of tape. And you're going to tape down your paper. Because hopefully your magnet is strong enough to at least get a paper clip through a single sheet of paper. So I'll just tape this on nice and tight, and I'm ready for my project. Now, it kind of sags in the middle, but maybe that will work out okay. And let me see, if I put my paper clip on top, add my magnet on the bottom, you can see that it's moving pretty nicely. All right, so for my painting, because I don't have a frame on the edge, if I'm using just a regular piece of paper, I'm going to have to not go all the way to the edge. Otherwise, you're going to end up making a mess all over your parents' floor. And they're not going to like messes all over their floor. So let's try not to make messes all over a parent's house. If they let you take some old store ads and maybe put that underneath, and maybe put on some clothes that they don't care if you get dirty, then yeah, you could do that as a modification. But another trick is just try not to make your little ghost go off the edge. So if it even helps, you can even draw like a little box or a circle, and then just try to keep your paper clip inside of that section right there. All right, so I have a pencil. I'm going to draw a circle in the middle, which might be a little hard to see, but if I pick it up, you should be able to see it. So now when I put my paint or pretend paint, whatever I'm using, I'm going to try to keep everything here in the middle. Mine's really drippy. This is some really old stuff. I used it for like a clown act a long time ago, and I haven't really used it since then. So if your family has no shaving cream at home, I'm sure it's much better than whatever I'm using. All right, I have my food coloring. That was pretty fun to mix in. I think I'm gonna mix some more. And maybe I'll just do 2 colors this time. I'll just do blue on one side, and I'll do red on the other side, right here. All right, 1 drop each, and I'll drop my paper clip in, and here is my magnet on the bottom, and I'm going to try to stay in my circle. Yay! Now I notice my paper is getting kind of squishy. Ooh, it kind of looks like a lollipop. If it gets squishy to the point that your paper rips, you know that it's time to stop. Try not to get your paper that wet. Okay, I'm going to stop right there because I think that looks great. Now, carefully lift it off. And I'll show you what I made. Ooh, look at my ghost painting. This one, I think it kind of looks like a lollipop or some type of vortex or a really cool hurricane. I really like the way this one came out. It did get pretty thin, and I can pretty much see all the way through the backside. Somehow I didn't get my hands dirty, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I like the way it turned out. It's cool. I can't wait to see your projects.